According to the current TBI director, he says this is the largest prostitution bust he's ever been a part of. Court documents reveal that several of these men were trying to meet who they believe were prostitutes on Germantown Parkway. I came across another lady who told me she was at the concert. She witnessed one of her friends being shot in the arm, and she immediately started running, and she was going to continue to run. Police say that 14-year-old boy smashed the stolen car into the back of this truck on Tampa Avenue in South Memphis, and the damage doesn't end there. Take a look. La policía está buscando 4 personas. 3 hombres y una mujer. I heard there were some camels out here, so you know what I just had to do? I had to get a free camel ride, and I think you guys want to come out for your free camel ride too. This block party is a lot more than just family fun. They have a message of empowerment for our youth. We went with Glacier to visit her mother's gravesite after the company paid their fine and said they would provide better maintenance. You can see what happened to my umbrella just that quickly. That's how dangerous it is outside. Car thieves roam through your ride looking for the most valuable things. They search to try to get a purse, phone. If I come over here towards my left, there's parts of an office roof that's mangled into limbs that have been tossed around because of the storms. But actually, this is not the worst place hit here in Ashland. We were able to go exclusive.
New developments tonight in a Mid-South death investigation now getting national attention. The body of a Mid-South mom discovered hanging by shoestrings from a mailbox.
Police say the evidence points to suicide, but a forensic expert hired by the woman's family says that the scene was staged. If Jessica Johnson didn't take her own life, who did?
WMC Action News 5 investigator Felicia Bolton now has new details, and we warn you some of the images here are graphic.
It's been hard.
Linda Johnson's memories of her daughter, Jessica Renee Johnson, are preserved in family photo albums.
She loved to dance.
Photos she's holding on to more tightly now since her daughter died in early June.
There's just a hole in my heart from my daughter's, loss. But like I said, she could bring sunshine and light into anyone's life.
According to Horn Lake Police, a mail carrier discovered Jessica's body tied to a mailbox in the 7500 block of Angel Drive on June 2nd. The DeSoto County coroner determined the cause of death was asphyxiation due to ligature hanging. A preliminary investigation points to suicide.
No.
Something her mother simply does not believe.
There's no way that I could believe my daughter took her own life. She loved her children too much. She loved her father and I. Jessie was she was a family girl.
Linda Johnson's doubts come from how Jessica's body was discovered and who she was with the night before. We must warn you, the picture we're about to show you is graphic. But her parents asked us to show you this photo to explain why they believe their daughter was murdered. This photo, taken by a mail carrier who discovered Jessica's body, shows the mother of 2 on her knees in an overgrown lawn, her head resting against a post, 2 shoelaces tied end to end and wrapped around her neck, attached to a mailbox. Her purse is between her legs. Police say they later discovered a pair of shoes without laces at the home.
This is a display. My daughter's set up on display. And I know my daughter's too vain. She would never do something like that. Now, I have to be honest with you, my daughter can't barely tie her shoes. She did not. She wore all these high heels. There's no way. There's no way. And then she would never have gone out that way.
Linda Johnson says Jessica, who struggled with drug addiction, went to the house on Angel Drive to see her off and on boyfriend, a relationship the mom called toxic.
She told me, Mama, if anything happens to me, go find him. I'm not going to mention his name, but go find him.
Horn Lake police say they've interviewed the man Jessica was dating and are investigating all angles.
Looked at the crime scene.
The Johnsons have hired their own forensic scientist, Dr. Maurice Godwin, an 18-year veteran of high-profile murder investigations, including the Casey Anthony case in Florida.
To me, this is a staged crime scene. And one thing you have to take into account here is it's just within walking distance of where she was visiting with her boyfriend. It's not like she went out drove in the middle of woods or somewhere else and did this. One of the first things is the neatness of the knot tied at the end of the shoestring. It's almost at the end of both ends of the shoestring, and the knot is tied very neat at the end. So when she sets down to do this, how does she know how much slack that she's going to need in the string, too much or not enough and everything for that to work, and then tie that from a set position?
If Jessica did not take her own life, who did and why? Up next, and for the first time, hear from one of the men who was with her the night before she died.
Whatever happened to her, it didn't happen here.
Well, torn grass and mud outline where that gunman took off before pulling out his weapon and flag. Just take a look at it right now. There were some workers out here earlier today to get things cleaned up. And police say it wasn't just law enforcement that played a role at saving the day. Students and faculty, fast thinking and fast acting, proved that the student alert system works.
Get in, everybody in.
Arkansas State University students took off sprinting for safety after the administration warned of an armed man on campus.
Everybody get in, go, come on.
Yes, there were people running, and it was kind of like a panic almost, and people were running, so me and my friend just decided that we needed to get out of there too and start running as well.
School leaders say around 1:35 Thursday afternoon, they received reports of a gunman in front of the student union. Minutes later, they sent students a text message that the campus was on lockdown. Within the hour, bomb squads and armored vehicles surrounded accused gunman Brad Bartelt.
And after time of negotiations, the suspect threw down his shotgun and surrendered to officers. He was taken into custody without any incident. So we're blessed today that no one was injured in this incident, and two, that it all ended peacefully.
Amanda Conity says in her classroom, they closed the blinds, locked the doors, and remained inside just as they were trained.
My other friend Jackie, she just held my hand the whole time.
Students say it's a close call in a small town when the country is already grieving lives lost from the San Bernardino attacks.
I mean, I was out in the open. I mean, I was walking behind the Union. I was walking up towards the lawn, and there was nothing around me. I was out in the open. I mean, I really just froze, and I had no idea what was about to happen next. And thankfully, there was a officer parked right by the post office off to the side, and then I just heard him start yelling, and he told me what to do and where to go.
According to school administrators, their finals will be held next week, and the campus is set to be open as regular tomorrow. Reporting live at Arkansas State University, Felicia Bolton, WMC Action News 5.
I'm ready. 36, 60, 56.
Ask this spunky third grader a math problem.
35, 70, 63.
And he's quick to reply.
50.
This fast-thinking,
63.
free spirit never ceased to amaze his teacher or our cameras.
Hello? I do math, science. I learned about plant cells and animal cells.
But he's worked hard all summer to solve problems much greater than addition. David is in the fight for his life, battling cancer at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
One time in Christmas, I think I almost lost myself.
Last year, doctors in Honduras diagnosed David with a rare form of leukemia. His family moved from an island off the coast of Central America to the heart of downtown Memphis for treatment at St. Jude.
I mean, they heal the whole kid, and they need the school. A few months out of school, you may catch up, but 2.5 years, you're going to fall well behind.
Grandfather Thomas says David started classes at the St. Jude school program while doing chemo.
How's this?
Inside this classroom, patients get one-on-one instruction from trained educators.
The most important part of our school program at St. Jude is to have a sense of normalcy for our kids. It's something that they do at home, and it's something they can continue here at the hospital while they're receiving their treatment.
Aside from lessons with his personal teacher, Casey Richardson,
I speak Spanish and English.
David also receives Spanish classes to keep his native language alive. Teachers follow curriculums from each child's original school, teaching patients wherever they are throughout the hospital.
These cancer patients can't attend school while they're here receiving treatment. It would be impossible. Private tutor would be difficult, probably beyond the financial capability that a lot of us have, being here and not being able to work.
A+ treatment for a child's mind,
60,
body, and spirit.
I could have never existed if it wasn't for them.
For WMC Action News 5,
Is there anything else you'd like to say?
I'm Felicia Bolton.
Boof. That's it.